Over the years, the world has lost many remarkable people, figures whose stories continue to echo even after their passing. From political voices like Charlie Kirk, to influential individuals such as Per Mattsson, Parnell, and Hine, to cultural figures like Bruce DuMont and the beloved illustrator Jutta Bauer, each one left behind a unique legacy. In this series, we take a closer look at their lives, the circumstances of their final days, and most importantly, the impact they made on those around them. These are not just stories of endings, but of lives worth remembering. On September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk was shot while speaking at the University of Utah in Orem during his American Comeback Tour. The shot came from a nearby rooftop, and the bullet struck him in the neck. He was rushed to Timpanogos Regional Hospital, but tragically died later that day. The suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, was arrested about 33 hours after the attack. On September 21, more than 90,000 people attended a memorial service at State Farm Stadium in Arizona. After his death, Kirk was remembered as a martyr of the conservative movement, while his wife Erica publicly forgave the accused shooter, citing Christian values. Per Mattsson was one of the most respected and beloved Swedish actors of his generation. Over the course of more than half a century, he built a career that made him a central figure in Scandinavian theater and a familiar face in both film and television. Born on July 22, 1948, in the city of Västerås, Sweden, Per showed an early interest in performing. As a teenager, he took part in amateur theater productions, and quickly realized that the stage was where he truly felt at home. This passion carried him to Stockholm, where he studied at the prestigious Scenskolan between 1967 and 1970. After completing his studies, Mattson began working at the Stockholm City Theatre, but his career soon took a decisive turn. In 1972, he was invited to join Dramaten, the Royal Dramatic Theatre in Stockholm, the most important stage in the country. From that year on, Dramaten would become his artistic home for more than 5 decades, and Per Mattsson would become one of its defining actors. His range was extraordinary. Over the years, he appeared in nearly 100 productions at Dramaten, moving effortlessly between classical tragedies, modern plays, and contemporary work. He portrayed Jason in Medea, the pastor in August Strindberg's The Father, and Albany in Shakespeare's King Lear. His performances were consistently praised for their emotional depth, subtlety, and authenticity. One of the turning points in his career came in 1983, with the play Natten är dagens mor, Night is Mother to the Day. His portrayal in that production was so powerful that it earned him the prestigious Thaliapris, one of Sweden's highest theater honors. Around the same time, he began a close collaboration with the playwright Lars Noren, who is often considered one of the most important modern Swedish dramatists. Mattson played central roles in Noren's plays Andante and Stilla Liv, further solidifying his reputation as an actor of rare depth and intelligence. While the theater was always at the center of his life, Per Mattsson also made significant contributions to film and television. International audiences may recognize him from Ingmar Bergman's celebrated film Fanny and Alexander, in which he portrayed the actor Michael Bergman. He went on to appear in several other notable films, such as Vargens Tid, Venus 90, and Kronvidnet. On television, he took part in productions like Esther John Bauer's Hustru and the crime series OP. 7. These roles, though fewer in number compared to his stage work, demonstrated his versatility and brought his talent to a broader audience. In 2015, Per Mattsson was honored with the O'Neill Prize, an award that recognized not only his immense skill as a performer but also his lifelong dedication to the dramatic arts. His colleagues often described him as a deeply sensitive artist, someone who could bring vulnerability and humanity even to the most difficult roles. Audiences admired his ability to convey both power and fragility, often within a single performance. On September 11, 2025, Per Mattsson passed away at the age of 77 after a long illness. His death was announced with great sorrow by the Royal Dramatic Theatre, which described the news as an irreplaceable loss for Swedish culture. Artistic director Mattias Andersson paid tribute to Mattson, saying that his absence would leave a gap in the history of drama 10 that could never be filled. The reaction was immediate. Actors, directors, and fans across Sweden and beyond shared their memories and condolences. Many spoke of his warmth behind the scenes, a man who, despite his fame, remained humble, kind, and generous with younger colleagues. Audiences recalled the unforgettable moments of seeing him live on stage, where his presence alone could command attention and move people to tears. Per Mattsson leaves behind a body of work that is truly remarkable. Nearly 100 stage performances at Drama 10, numerous appearances on film and television, and a reputation for complete dedication to his craft. He represented the very best of Swedish theatre: discipline, artistry, and emotional truth. Though he is no longer with us, his influence continues. His roles are remembered, his performances live on in recordings, and his legacy will inspire future generations of actors. For those who had the privilege of watching him perform, Per Mattsson remains unforgettable. His name will continue to echo in the halls of Drama 10 for years, perhaps decades, to come, a lasting reminder of a man who devoted his life entirely to the art of performance. Roy Parnell, affectionately known as Pancho, was a distinguished English footballer whose career spanned several decades, leaving a lasting mark on the sport. He was born on October 8, 1943, in Birkenhead, England, and began his journey into professional football at a very young age. At just 15, he joined Everton's youth system, quickly showing the potential that would define his career. By the time he turned 17, he had signed a professional contract with Everton, and in January 1961, he made his first team debut against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Despite the team's defeat, his performance stood out, earning praise from seasoned players and coaches alike. Although his time at Everton was brief, Roy made a lasting impression. After a few appearances with the Toffees, he moved to Tranmere Rovers in 1964. There, he became a regular fixture in the team, amassing 105 caps and scoring 2 goals over 3 seasons. His consistency and reliability as a right back helped solidify his reputation as a dependable player. In 1967, he transferred to Bury FC, adding another 97 caps and 2 goals to his record. Beyond his defensive skills, Roy demonstrated leadership on and off the pitch, and in 1970, he took on the role of player manager at New Brighton, helping to develop the team and mentor younger players. Roy's contributions went beyond statistics and matches. He was known for his dedication, sportsmanship, and unwavering passion for the game. Fans, teammates, and coaches remembered him not only for his abilities on the field but also for his generosity and commitment to football. His journey from a young hopeful in Birkenhead to a respected figure in English football serves as an inspiration for aspiring players everywhere. On September 10, 2025, Roy Parnell passed away at the age of 81 following a prolonged illness. His death marked the end of an era for those who followed his career and admired his dedication to the sport. Tributes poured in from across the football community, with former teammates, coaches, and fans alike honoring his life and celebrating his impact on the game. Roy Parnell's legacy is one of perseverance, talent, and leadership. His decades of commitment to football, both on the field and as a mentor, ensured that his influence would be felt long after his retirement. As we remember him, we celebrate a life devoted to the sport he loved and a career that inspired countless players and supporters. His memory will continue to live on in the clubs he served and in the hearts of all who witnessed his contributions to English football. Mark Hine, born on May 18, 1964, in Middlesbrough, England, was a dedicated and versatile midfielder whose football career left a lasting mark on the clubs he represented and the fans who followed him. From an early age, Hine showed a passion for the sport. Growing up in Middlesbrough, football was more than a pastime. It was a way of life. As a young boy, he spent countless hours playing on local pitches, honing his skills, and dreaming of one day making it professionally. Hine's early career began in non-league football with Billingham Town and later Whitley Bay, where his work ethic, versatility, and determination quickly stood out. He had a natural ability to read the game, an understanding of positioning, and the stamina to cover every part of the pitch. It was these qualities that caught the attention of professional scouts, and in 1983, he took the significant step of signing with Grimsby Town, marking the beginning of his professional journey. Over the next few years, Hine carved out a respected reputation in English football. From 1986 to 1990, he became a key figure at Darlington, making 174 appearances and scoring 17 goals. His influence on the pitch went beyond numbers. He was known as a leader among his teammates, someone who could inspire and organize the squad, and a player who consistently gave everything in every match. Fans remember his tireless runs in midfield, his precise passing, and his ability to turn defense into attack seamlessly. In January 1990, Hine joined Peterborough United, continuing to demonstrate his skill and reliability. Over the next couple of seasons, he made 55 appearances and scored 7 goals, becoming a valued member of the team. His journey then took him to Scunthorpe United in 1991, and by 1992, he signed with Doncaster Rovers, where he made 25 appearances and scored once. Each stop on his footballing journey showcased not only his talent but his adaptability. He could fit into different teams, systems, and levels of competition, always giving his best. After his time in the Football League, Hine returned to non-league football, playing for clubs such as Gateshead, Stalybridge Celtic, Spennymoor United, Whitley Bay, Goole, Harrogate Town, Armthorpe Welfare, and Frickley Athletic. His career in these clubs was no less impactful. At Armthorpe Welfare, he even took on the role of player assistant manager in 2003, showing a desire to guide younger players and share his experience. Even after retiring from playing, Hine continued to be involved in football, taking on coaching roles at Hatfield Main and Broadsworth Welfare, nurturing the next generation and passing on the lessons he had learned over a lifetime in the game. Off the pitch, Mark Hine was just as remarkable. He was known for his vibrant personality, warmth, and love for life. Friends and teammates often described him as the life and soul of any gathering, someone whose enthusiasm was infectious. He had a love for sport that extended beyond football. Golf, cricket, and community events were all part of his life. In Doncaster, where he lived for many years, he was more than a footballer. He was a friend, mentor, and inspiration to those around him. On September 10, 2025, Mark Hine passed away at the age of 61 after a long illness. His death was met with an outpouring of tributes from former teammates, clubs, and fans who remembered not only his footballing talent but his kindness, dedication, and the positive impact he had on everyone he met. Clubs he played for, including Darlington, Peterborough United, Scunthorpe United, Doncaster Rovers, and others, paid heartfelt respects, highlighting the influence he had both on and off the pitch. His passing marked the end of an era for many who had followed his career and admired his dedication. Mark Hine's legacy is defined by his passion, commitment, and ability to inspire. From his early days in Middlesbrough to his time in professional and non-league football, he remained true to the sport he loved. His journey is a testament to the dedication, resilience, and spirit required to succeed in football, and his story continues to serve as an example for aspiring players everywhere. As we remember Mark Hine, we celebrate not just the footballer, but the man, a devoted husband, father, friend, and mentor. His life reminds us of the power of sport to shape character, build community, and create lasting memories. Even though he has left the pitch, his influence, stories, and legacy will continue to inspire players and fans alike. Mark Hine may no longer be with us, but his impact will echo in the halls of the clubs he served and in the hearts of everyone who had the privilege of knowing him. Bruce DuMont, a legendary figure in American broadcasting, passed away on September 10, 2025, at the age of 81. Born on June 18, 1944, in New London, Connecticut, DuMont grew up in Chicago's Logan Square neighborhood. From an early age, he was surrounded by stories of broadcasting and innovation. His family, particularly his uncle Alan B. DuMont, the founder of the pioneering DuMont television network, exposed him to the possibilities of media. This early influence shaped Bruce's lifelong fascination with communication, politics, and the power of radio and television to inform and connect communities. DuMont began his broadcasting career in the late 1960s, a time when radio and television were undergoing rapid change. He started as a producer for WGN Radio in 1968, where he learned the fundamentals of programming, production, and audience engagement. Later, he worked with Howard Miller, a well-known and sometimes controversial radio personality, where Bruce honed his investigative skills. He developed a reputation for integrity, curiosity, and meticulous attention to detail, qualities that would define his career. His first on-air experience came at WLTD in Evanston, Illinois, a small 1,000-watt AM station. It was there that Bruce's voice began to reach listeners beyond his immediate community. He quickly became recognized for his investigative reporting, covering major national issues such as Watergate, CIA operations, and political developments in Washington, D.C. His reporting was insightful, thorough, and often ahead of its time, earning him respect among peers and listeners alike. In 1980, Bruce DuMont launched Beyond the Beltway, a political talk show that initially began as a 13-week experiment on Chicago's NPR affiliate. The concept was innovative. Instead of featuring analysts from Washington, D.C., the show brought in experts and commentators from outside the political capital, providing fresh perspectives on national and local politics. The program's unique approach resonated with audiences, gradually gaining a devoted following and eventually achieving national syndication. Bruce continued to host Beyond the Beltway for over 4 decades, finally stepping down in January 2025 due to declining health. Throughout its run, the show became a trusted platform for political discussion, influencing public opinion and educating listeners on the complexities of government and policy. In addition to his work on radio, DuMont was the founder and former president of the Museum of Broadcast Communications in Chicago. The museum, which he began developing in 1982 and opened in 1987, became a central hub for preserving the history of radio and television in the United States. Under his leadership, the museum not only collected artifacts and archives but also educated the public about the evolution of broadcasting. Visitors from across the country learned about the pioneers who shaped American media, thanks to Bruce's vision and dedication. He retired from the museum in 2017, leaving behind a lasting legacy that continues to inspire media professionals and enthusiasts alike. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Bruce DuMont was known for his warmth, intellect, and mentorship. Colleagues often described him as a guiding figure, someone who nurtured young talent and encouraged ethical journalism. He believed in the power of informed discussion and the responsibility of broadcasters to serve the public with honesty and insight. His influence extended far beyond Chicago, shaping the careers of countless journalists, producers, and commentators nationwide. Bruce DuMont's passing marks the end of an era in American broadcasting. He was a pioneer who bridged the worlds of radio, television, and media preservation, leaving an indelible mark on the industry. His life was a testament to dedication, integrity, and the belief that media can educate, inspire, and bring communities together. Even though Bruce is no longer with us, his legacy endures. Beyond the Beltway continues to inspire political dialogue, and the Museum of Broadcast Communications remains a vital institution for preserving the history of broadcasting. Bruce DuMont's life reminds us that passion, vision, and integrity can leave a lasting impact, shaping not just an industry, but the way society engages with information. He will be remembered as a broadcaster, a mentor, and a visionary who dedicated his life to the craft he loved and to educating the public. Jutta Bauer, the renowned German illustrator and author, passed away unexpectedly on September 10, 2025, at the age of 70. She died in Hamburg due to complications from an allergic reaction, leaving behind a profound legacy that has deeply influenced children's literature and illustration worldwide. Her passing marked the end of an era, but her works continue to inspire generations of readers and aspiring artists. Jutta was born on January 9, 1955, in Volksdorf, a district of Hamburg, Germany. From a young age, she exhibited a remarkable talent for drawing and storytelling. She was fascinated by colors, shapes, and the emotions that illustrations could convey. Her early passion for art led her to pursue formal studies at the Technical College of Design in Hamburg from 1975 to 1981, where she refined her skills and began developing her own unique style. After completing her education, Bauer began working as a cartoonist for the women's magazine Brigitte. At the same time, she started illustrating children's books, quickly establishing herself as a prominent figure in the world of children's literature. Her illustrations stood out for their warmth, empathy, and deep understanding of the inner world of children. She had a rare ability to depict complex emotions in a simple yet powerful way, creating illustrations that were both accessible and emotionally resonant. Throughout her career, Bauer produced numerous beloved books that have become classics. One of her most celebrated works, Schreemutter, 2001, earned her the Deutscher Jugendliteraturpreis, Germany's most prestigious award for youth literature. Another notable book, Opus Engel, Grandpa's Angel, was inspired by the children she observed playing outside her studio. This work earned her a special prize for illustration in 2009, highlighting her ability to combine storytelling with visual artistry in ways that touched readers of all ages. In 2010, she received the Hans Christian Andersen Award for her lasting contributions to children's illustration, cementing her place among the world's most influential artists in the field. Bauer's works were translated into more than 15 languages, reaching audiences across Europe, Asia, and the Americas. Stories such as Die Königin der Farben, The Queen of Colors, Abends wenn ich schlafen gehe, Evenings when I go to sleep, and Ich sitze hier im Abendlicht, I sit here in the evening light, exemplify her skill in combining gentle narrative with visually expressive illustrations. Each book was crafted with attention to detail, capturing the nuances of childhood emotions, imagination, and experiences. Beyond her technical skill, Bauer was celebrated for her dedication to her craft and her ability to connect deeply with readers. She approached each project with thoughtfulness, empathy, and a profound respect for the intelligence and sensitivity of children. Her illustrations often carried subtle lessons about empathy, resilience, and understanding the world from multiple perspectives. Parents, educators, and children alike admired her ability to convey meaning without ever being didactic. In addition to her artistic work, Bauer played an important role in nurturing the next generation of illustrators. Through workshops, lectures, and mentorship, she shared her expertise and inspired countless young artists to pursue careers in illustration and children's literature. Her legacy is not only the books she created but also the inspiration she provided to the broader creative community. The passing of Jutta Bauer marks the loss of one of the most influential figures in children's literature. Yet, her legacy continues to thrive through her stories and illustrations, which will continue to captivate, educate, and inspire readers around the world. Bauer's works remind us of the power of imagination, the beauty of thoughtful storytelling, and the enduring impact of art on young minds. As we remember Jutta Bauer, we celebrate her extraordinary life, a life devoted to creativity, empathy, and the art of storytelling. Her illustrations captured the essence of childhood, and her stories continue to resonate with readers of all ages. Though she is no longer with us, her influence remains timeless, ensuring that her vision and artistry will continue to touch the hearts of generations to come.